The Spider in the Mailbox. Once there was a spider who liked living in mailboxes because they were always dry inside, even when he left the door open so the bugs could get in. The only thing wrong with living in mailboxes was that whenever the mailman put a letter in, or whenever the person who owned the mailbox put a letter in, the spider's web would get torn and broken, which always made him unhappy. So the spider spent his time going from mailbox to mailbox to mailbox, looking for one that never had any letters put in it. One day the spider found an old wooden mailbox that looked like it hadn't been used by anyone for years and years. Happily, he spun a web in it. Later that day, the mailman went by without even stopping to look at the spider's new home. "Just as I thought," said the spider to himself. "Nobody ever puts any letters into this mailbox." Soon the old woman who owned the old mailbox came out to see if the mailman had brought her anything. She looked in the mailbox, but there was nothing in it. "Nothing but a big old spider," she said sadly, and then she began to cry. "Nobody ever sends me anything in the mail," she sobbed. She went back into her house crying. It made the spider very sad to hear the old woman crying. But it made him happy to think that she never got any mail, because that meant he could live in her mailbox, and his web would never get torn or broken. But just then the old woman came back with a broom. "Get out of there, you nasty old spider," she said. "Nobody would ever send me a letter if they knew there was a spider living in my mailbox. You get out of there." The spider hid in the back of the mailbox, and when the old woman had gone, there was hardly anything left of his web. So the spider stayed up all night, weaving a new web. And in the morning, when it was finished, he went to the back of the mailbox where no one could see him, and he wrote a letter to the old woman. When the old woman came out that day to see if there was anything in her mailbox, there was. It made her so excited she jumped in the air and clicked her heels and even forgot to be mad at the spider for spinning a new web in her mailbox. Then she opened the letter and read it, and this is what the letter looked like. "Dear lady, I am your secret admirer, and I don't want you to cry anymore, so I am going to write you a letter every day. By the way, did you know that spiders in your mailbox bring good luck? If there is a spider in your mailbox, please be nice to it, and don't hurt its web. If you want to send me a letter, just put it carefully in the mailbox, and the spider will tell the mailman where to deliver it. I hope you'll write soon and tell me some funny stories. Love, a secret admirer." Every day after that, the spider wrote a letter to the old woman. And every day the old woman wrote a letter to her secret admirer. Sometimes, when she ran out of funny stories, she told her secret admirer about the spider who lived in her mailbox and brought her good luck. And she even painted the spider's house for him.